Every day, I'm more fascinated by just how out of touch the video game industry is from its customers. Every day, there's an example. And today may be the biggest example of just how out of touch the developers and the media are from the actual people who play these games. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig. Welcome to the Side Scrollers Podcast channel. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to join the 105,000 normal men who have found common sense in the video game space. Let's talk about Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Okay, so this game, there's been a lot of talk about this coming out. It's a new BioWare game. BioWare, Mass Effect, the whole damn thing. It's great. There's been a lot of controversy around this one. And the reviews are starting to trickle out from the mainstream media as well as some YouTubers. Now, here's the thing you need to know is that some YouTubers have not received copies of the game. And it is because it's been talked about that because they didn't like the preview of the game very much. They got invited to a preview of the game. They said some things that weren't so kind about it. So BioWare ultimately cut them out. Number one, that sucks. And number two, you hear about things. Well, we only have so many codes. I want to let you know right now, that is 100% a lie. With PC on Steam, you can print 10,000 codes if you want. The idea of we only have so many codes is a straight up gaslighting lie. What that means is we don't like or we don't think what you're going to say is going to have a positive impact on the reception of the game, so we're not going to provide you with code. Or it says your outlet isn't important enough for us. It doesn't have the reach that we want. That's what they're saying. But the codes, you can have infinite codes. I know from experience, all right? So just get that out of the way right now. But the people who have reviewed this game have run into all sorts of amazing things. Now, we're going to get to those reviews in just a second. But first, I want to talk about some of the things that you people have experienced while playing Dragon Age the Veilguard and having to do with the modern day aspect of everything going on in games. Take, for instance, this interaction that you have in the game right here, where we're talking about someone's identity. The identity of this, the idea of some of my friends in the Mithrathus talk about not feeling comfortable in their own skin as a man or a woman along the way. But hey, if you continue on scrolling down, there's more. There's more along the way. As we have this from Manga Lawyers is non-binary. I just said I'm not going to use. I'm going to use they instead of she from here on out. All right, more of that. Who loves that? Oh, well, we got this from Savvy over on X. Savvy says, this is lacking creativity, nuance, and respect for the fictional world of which it's set. Once again, this is a world, a fictional world. It's called Dragon Age, right? All about fantasy and stuff. Says, you are free to bastardize as you choose, unfortunately. You are free to make absolute brain-dead choices. Hold your own self accountable when no one wants to buy your garbage. So why? Here we go. Look at this. We got this awesome screenshot right here along the way where you can establish your transgender identity, unlocking new dialogue options in future conversations where you can talk about how I love who I am. And I'm getting there, right? It feels good to see the real me. So you can unlock your transgender ideology along the way. Now, let's talk about the reviews of this game. This is such a great example of the divide between the traditional access media and the YouTubers who are now talking about this. Some YouTubers have gone out of their way to say nice things about this because they also want to be included in the access media. You get games early. You get games for free. You are in the cool kids club. The access media, you have to bend the knee to what is happening along the way to get access to those things. You got to play nice. This is all just marketing. But one girl in particular was smarter than everybody. And she went out and she requested a code and said that she was a non-binary woman. And she got the game and she hated the game. She spent 3 hours, and I've translated this over on Google. Says, after playing this game for 3.5 hours, terrible graphics, boring and monotonous combat. They want to copy a God of War, but it's bad. The game doesn't run at a constant 30 frames. Anyway, she rips it to hell. It's effing trash as an RPG. Stay away from this game. Don't even buy it for a discount. It's accumulation of the putrefaction created by people who have no effing idea about video games. Uninstall and F his mother. Now, look, that's a very harsh review, right? It's like about as bad as you can get. They also continue to say this game will be the tombstone of BioWare. Now, there's another layer to this where BioWare actually went in and tried to actually remove them from and block this from them on X. They said BioWare, I'll translate this for you. It says, those from BioWare wanted to silence the truth. I got a strike for uploading that I had the code for Dragon Age the Veilguard, but thanks to Elon Musk and free speech, they got it. I'm not going to delete my tweet, and a harsh criticism is coming. So you can see it right here. The account was locked after they received a DMCA account notice over on X. And obviously it got fought and she came back. I'm going to be very honest. Part of this, like the sniff test isn't all there, but I think it's worth talking about because I could see a situation like that. So she saw this. She played it. She played 3.5 hours, railed it, right? What about everybody else? Let's go over to Metacritic and see the reviews for this game right now. You can see it over here. It says Dragon Age the Veilguard right now with a current 84% from 50 reviews. This is from the PlayStation 5. Let's check out the other platforms at 80 on the PC, 93 on Xbox. People are saying this is the greatest game ever. This is the return, a triumphant return for the Dragon Age franchise. Some people not so much impressed when it comes to traditional access media along the way. Someone who is very excited about this game, though, is IGN. It says, if we never get another Dragon Age, at least it got to go out on a high note with Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, Savvy once again comes in here, says, you cannot give something a 9 out of 10 while admitting it could kill the series. If it was a real 9 out of 10, and even if it was, quote, the ending, they would find a way to make a spinoff or a prequel. You are a joke of a publication full of activist bloggers who do not play games, instead parrot words of praise so you can keep your relevant early access pass to games. No one needs you anymore. Upon the heels of being exposed, gamer prices, and for positive press, everyone sees through your bullshit and ability to stay objective. When you hear, and by the way, she's talking about the Gamer magazine. I did a video about this last week, and this drives me crazy. The idea of them, you can have them talk about your game for $750. They'll write an article about your game and praise it. You can sponsor their award show for $150,000. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's just full mask off when it comes to all this. So Sav just rips them to shreds. But there have been some other reviews along the way, and I want to really focus in on this guy named Skill Up. Now, Skill Up does not like the game, but prior to their review on YouTube, and I cut this and I put this out on X because I find this just absolutely like amazing that you have to preface your review with this 32-second clip. So let's just see what they had to say.
I want to begin this review the same way I did my Final Fantasy 16 review, which is to say that reviews are opinions. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I expect that there will be a broad range of opinions on Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I encourage you to seek them out.
Please, don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. I'm going to say something that you probably won't like. Just please don't cancel me.
I do not have a monopoly on truth. As I've said many times before, I'm just a nerd with a microphone and a YouTube account. My opinion is no more or less valuable than anybody else's.
There's the preface right there. 24 seconds right there. Hey, here we are. Please don't cancel me. I just want to point that out there. I know this game is going to be sensitive, so there we go. By the way, we had a good conversation about this today with Yellow Flash on the Side Scrollers podcast channel. We have every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. I would love for you guys to come join us. We have thousands of people tuning in every single day. We'd love for you to join us up there, be a part of the normal men. Let's see why he gave this preface here. Why would he be like, hey, there's tons of other people out there, and by the way, I'm just a guy on the internet, whatever.
Okay. All right. So Dragon Age the Veilguard is a colossal disappointment. I really can't put it any other way.
Oh my God. It's amazing. The idea, once again, you've seen the contrast of IGN and these other acts, and then you have this YouTuber over here who, once again, he doesn't like the game, but he feels like he has to preface it the entire way. It's really sad that we've gotten to this place. And I said this over on X. It's almost like he's scared of the pushback he'd receive for simply having an opinion that isn't the approved narrative. Now, you guys know I like Legendary Drops. Been following his show and his channel for a while. And he puts this really well. He says, this Dragon Age, the Veilguard situation is the most mask-off attempt at scamming an audience I've ever seen. Legacy media is throating it, while historically positive creators and players are saying it's a dumpster fire. You fucking absolute morons. You thought it would work, right? And this person points out, says, whether you like it or not, woke is a legitimate threat. The Veilguard is the prime testament. Stop trying to play middle ground and start focusing on pushing developers and creators to do better, greater ideals. It says everyone has plenty of people out there who will tell them what they want to hear. I'm just saying what I want to say. But it's true. I mean, we've seen the immense divide along the way here, and it comes from moments like this here over on X. As God Empress of Mankind, she says, for anyone still on the fence about what I mean when I say a game is woke, and it will let you know at every single turn. Having diverse characters is not being woke, and I think this is the thing that access media, your Kotakus, your Polygons, your gamers, whatever. This is what they think that we think, right? Nobody has a problem with diverse characters as long as it works. But when it's shoved in, that's when people have issues with it. Having fantasy characters use modern day language is being woke. Yes, exactly. Right. Once again, going back to non-binary, just said, I'm going to use they instead of she from here on out. And then you have these gender identity options along the way. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Nice story, but it's not for me. Like, why is gender identity in a game, a fantasy game about dragons and mystical races? Like, at any point, that is woke. It's just shoved on in. And that's the problem. And you're seeing this divide. It's really amazing to see. And the fact that people are starting to wake up even more to the idea that the access media, they're not relevant anymore. The only reason they're relevant is to laugh at this point. You can literally just point and laugh at these people because they're not needed. The idea that a developer or a publisher needs to provide a review code, people are just going to wait and see from here on out. They're going to wait to see their favorite YouTuber. Wait a week. You know what? You don't need to play it day one. Fuck it. Who cares? Right? I'm gonna let the YouTuber pay for the game. Let them play, and then I'll make my own decision. That's how it should be. It's literally propaganda at this point. Propaganda from this access media. Propaganda to keep them on the access media list. That's what I have a problem with. With that said, appreciate you guys. This video is brought to you by The Real Game Awards. Head over to therealgameawards.com and become a voting member over there. If you guys haven't yet, it's an initiative that I have going on, and it's exactly why this exists. This whole situation is exactly why the Real Game Awards exist. Head over there, become a member, get all the updates. We're in the process of our nominations right now. You can make sure that Dragon Age Veilguard is not nominated, or you can make sure it is nominated. It's an award show that 100% of the nominations, 100% of the voting is done by you, the gamers who play the game. Not 90% like Keeley's. 90% done by access media, 10% by the gamer. That's fucked up. That's so stupid. Anyways, head over there, realgameawards.com. Appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Go watch another video. See you guys.